Not great.
Oh dear. All right, well, if we're all here, let's go ahead and call this meeting of the Madison Public Schools Finance Committee to order. It is 5 o'clock, and our agenda includes a discussion of the 2023-24 Board of Ed approved budget. There are some new developments, and at this point, Dr. Cook, if you wouldn't mind, I'll just turn it over to you and Stacy, and we can discuss.
Sure, yes, and we may call on Bill for some of the details as well. Seth Klaskin and I were part of a meeting, and Stacy and Bill were there as well, with the tri-board chairs. And at that time, First Selectman Lyons asked us to relook at our budget in terms of two areas that we knew we'd worked with the town to find some savings. So we're really appreciative to the town. This is, as you know, when we build our budget very early on, we put numbers in there where the numbers that we know at that time, and then always continually look for savings until really throughout the year, 12-month process. But when we have numbers that we are firm about, we bring them back to the board. And so she asked us to bring them back to the board. We would do that normally as well. So it was really a collaborative discussion on that. Stacy took the lead. Heather works on this as well, but in negotiations with KERMA in our liability insurance. And within that line item too, workers' comp also came down. So that's a function of really less injuries, and our safety committee work on that. So that's a bill piece as well. But we're pleased with that news. So there's no loss of anything when we talk about that type of savings reduction. And then the liability insurance that was partly renegotiating that contract as well. So we had $20,000 in savings in that related to KERMA, and then also electricity. So as we all know, and we spoke pretty in depth about during the budget, electricity was going up, the supply rates are going up, and everything like that. But what we saw was certainly less usage during this year. So that allowed us to work with a consultant and jump in to lock in when rates became low for next year. So if we didn't see a reduced usage, I don't think we would have ever had this opportunity. So the warmer winter helped us out. And it's something Bill really looks at almost daily. We get updates from the consultant, so we appreciate his work on that. And as you can see, it was a pretty significant for that line item. A $30,000 savings is what we were able to do, because we built in based on what we were told the rates were, what the rates would have been at that point. So $50,000 potential reduction. Our plan would be to bring it to the board at next meeting if the finance committee agrees. Stacy does have queued up the ability to share some information about what the budget would look like. As you can imagine, with a $60 million budget, this is not a major numbers change, but it does move the number. And I can have Stacy speak to that unless there's any questions on what I shared so far. Okay, Stacy.
Okay, I'll share it, Zoe. I had asked Zoe to do it, but I also have it up on my screen. So this is where we ended up. The final vote that went to both boards with a 2.65% increase, and then with the savings of $50,000, that 2.65 drops to 2.56% increase. So we'll be looking for you all to move forward to the Board of Ed to make a revised approved budget for this bottom line of $61,800,694,000.
So could you promote Seth? He texted he just joined. If he's on, where is he? already promoted. And Bill, anything I left out about that piece?
No, I think that you were very clear on that. I can get into the details if anybody was interested in how we came up with the extra money and the changes. You know, one, it clearly is the weather, and two, you know, we had to add in the additional supply costs. So we think that we can make that extra 30,000 work, and I think it's a moving target, like you said. You know, we just got the gas project prices for March. So that's positive. Because of the weather, the gas prices are coming down. They were an all-time high in September. And, you know, we were concerned when we did September, October, you know, we were concerned about the projections. They've actually come down because of the weather.
Right. So, yeah. So, I mean, I know natural gas was close to 9 or 10 per BTU. Now it's down to less than 3. So if we're able to lock in those rates, I'm sure the consultants are on that. And then my question about locking in rates is, for how long, when you say locking in the rates, what period of time does that cover? Does that cover the entire 23-24 budget season, or how far out are we doing this?
So there's 2 rates that we look at all the time to lock in. One is natural gas and one is electric supply.
Yep.
So we have locked in the electric supply until December of 23. So
Okay.
we'll have 7 months of the new supply that we just locked in from December 23 to December 25, 2025. And that is, you know, an additional increase that we factored in. So that's what we did. The lock-in rates, although they have just come down, the natural gas lock-in is not conducive to us. You know, we've never locked in on the gas because it's always very expensive. And even with the high that we hit in September, we're doing better than if we locked in at what was available. So we have not locked in on the gas. We look at it all the time. We reevaluate it. And we always make the estimate that even if it's higher than what we're paying, it's not worth locking it in at this time.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's the new reality with materials prices and energy, is that you're going to see these yo-yo moves, you know, very volatile. So pick your spots with natural gas, I guess.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, you know, we buy from Southern Connecticut Gas, and they have the best deal that we think we can get. As they sell it to us. And the gentleman who works for us, and he's happy to come in, he's a really nice man, and he's been working for us for a few years, and he's been in the industry for 25 years. He says it's never been like this. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so if we could go over, so what's the dollar savings for both the liability insurance and the workers' comp? That was 20,000 or 30,000. I'm not sure which.
It's 20,000 right now, and
Okay.
I'm still waiting for an official number from Kerma. But they said that was a safe number. So I don't have the breakdown between the two,
Okay.
but I told her that we were, you know, going to use 20,000 on the Board of Ed side. And she said that was a conservative number to use.
Okay, great.
And we do have a 3-year contract with them. We're in the 2nd year. So when we do develop our budget to begin with, we work with a certain percent increase. And then we hope that based on our actual exposure and additions, that it will drop. And this year it was
Okay.
in our favor.
Okay, great. Has Seth been able to be promoted? I don't know if anybody has any questions or.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions. I have been promoted. Thank you. And I apologize for being late. I was on another call.
So Diane or Emily, do you have any questions or concerns?
No, looks good to me. I appreciate it.
All right, so I guess at this point, and Dr. Cook and Stacy and Bill, are there any other, is there anything else here that we need to look at or cover? Or is this the sum total of what we need to bring to the board?
This was it. We, about a week ago, a week and a half ago, we didn't seem to have any items for the committee meeting. But this came available and we wanted to bring it to you as soon as we knew. So with the committee's okay, we'll put this on the agenda for March 7th.
Yeah, so do we need a, thank you, do we need a motion from this committee to do that? Or just go ahead and,
I would. I think you guys should vote on it and then it'll be, then that'll be of interest to the whole board.
okay. So can I get a motion to bring the amended budget, which reduces the net percent increase from 2.65% to 2.56%, that goes on a dyslexic, to the full Board of Ed meeting on March 7th.
So moved.
All right, thank you, Emily. I guess we don't need a second, or do?
Diane raised her hand. She's got
Okay,
it.
thank you. All right, is there any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none? Motion carries 3-0. Okay, it would help if I just switch screens so I could see everybody.
I would just like to say, and I'm sorry I didn't get to preface this, but I do want to thank Bill and Craig and Stacy for going back in and being vigilant and finding money that could be, shaved off where it seems appropriate. I think that's fair to the taxpayer and I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, endorse that. Do we have anybody in the audience? Is there anybody who has any questions?
Nobody on Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think, I went into this meeting thinking, oh no, we have to find big cuts. And in fact, we've got found money thanks to Stacy and Bill and Craig. So thank you. So with that, hearing no comments, let's go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
I'll see you later.
Thanks.
See you later.